promoting a low-carbon economy, combating and adapting to climate change, for conservation and for biodiversity, through education and access to information. This is the Environment Programme funded by the EEA grants. Protecting people, infrastructures, businesses and ecosystems. For the air we breathe, for the planet we live on. EEA grants, working together for a green and competitive Europe.
Hello, welcome to the first episode of the GrowingCircle Talks. These will be brief conversations on circular economy in construction under the GrowingCircle project, that is a EEA grants funded project under the Environment Programme of Portugal. The GrowingCircle project aims to deliver awareness and education to professionals and its students on data templates, as well as provide case studies on the added value of the data templates using real situations. These are going to be brief conversations on different topics. With me, I have Eilif from NTNU. That is the partner entity of the GrowingCircle project. There are two entities involved, Instituto da Construção from Portugal, where I belong, and NTNU. My name is Pedro Mêda. I'm a civil engineer, and I'm the technical coordinator of this project. And with me today, and to share some thoughts of what it is expected to be these GrowingCircle Talks, is Eilif. I hand over to you, Eilif.
Yes, thank you, Pedro, and also thank you for taking me and NTNU, Norwegian University for Science and Technology, as partner in this very interesting project about the GrowingCircle and also circular economy and digitalization. If I didn't say my name is Eilif Hjelseth. I work as a professor in digitalization or building information modeling at Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering in Trondheim in Oslo. And this topic we are going, as Pedro mentioned, it's so many topics to include in this project. So we have decided to have this we will call Diego Talks, or some podcast to take topic by topic. And there we are open for proposals to do that. But Pedro, maybe you can say something more about possible topics that we can discuss, and I can supplement that.
Yeah, of course. Already mentioned that the project will be mostly focused on data templates. So I would say that data templates are an essential topic to have here spoken. So I think we should invite more than one person to talk about data templates, what they are, what is their role, how can they work for the construction process. And that leads to a lot of other topics, namely the ISO standards 23386 and 23387, data traceability, what data outcomes can we have with the data templates, and many other topics that glue to circular economy. Namely, we have now product circularity data sheets. So I would say that in first and more related with data and setting the bridge to circular economy, these would be essential topics for future conversations. I don't know if you have some ideas on digitalization that you could share with the audience.
Yeah, I can follow up that, Pedro, because what you said about dialogue, and that is the key element in it. We are not offering you lectures and telling the one single truth about each topic, because that's it so many others that is doing. I do think this dialogue that we take up a topic and discuss it, and there we also is open for proposals, and also foresee that we can also take one topic multiple times in different viewpoints. And as you mentioned, we are working also on case-based studies. And instead of waiting till we have published a paper and then you can read it in some journals or conferences that you never heard about it, we take the results out as fast as we can in this podcast and discuss it. And I do think to get rid of all the three-letter abbreviation and the buzzwords to get an understanding, because if you take a term like digital twin, and if you pay attention to that, I guess you will be a bit confused. What is really a digital twin? And to get this understanding, we want to have a dialogue about it. So we see that there can be multiple understanding, but the key element is that we connect it to the Growing Circle project and to circular economy. So we see an applied side of that term. And also maybe you mentioned also multiple times the term data templates and product data templates. Could you say something more about that, Pedro, and also that it's used in multiple ways, and also there is maybe also some standards that has recently been published?
Yeah. So the ISO standards 23386 and 23387, the ones that are also related with the BIM standards, are I think that set the bridge and are essential topics to have here. And one thing that you mentioned, that is the concepts that we are working here. So one of our goals, and I would say that the major goal of the Growing Circle, is to provide awareness of what data templates are and how can they work. And this requires, I would say, a very accurate conceptualization of what these metadata structures are. We have a standard that helps us on that, but there are other concepts that are also essential to frame the added value of the data templates, and those don't have standards yet. So digital twin is one of them, but the digital building logbooks is another topic that is related. How the dimension of circular economy can be brought to the group of properties that are set up on the data templates. It's several elements that I think we should have here in discussion. So I'm actually looking forward for the challenge of meeting on a periodic time that we are going to decide what it is, and I think we will have the challenge of challenging some people to interview and to talk a little bit on that. But we also like other people to make their comments. So looking forward for that.
Yeah, and also when you mention also data template, and also we'll see an ISO standard with so some numbers. Also, the numbers of the standard is not important, but the impact of it, and see the connection. Because when we now have standards for data template, that means that the content of information, how you should describe a building product, is not defined by a standard. And those two standards also say that now we know what to specify, but also that it should be readable for a computer system, a digital system. And then you see the impact of it, because a data template is, I do think from most ordinary people, is sounding quite boring. However, when you can see this in context, that now it can be machine readable, that enables automation of a lot of processes, connecting systems together in a complete new way. And I do think those two standards for machine readability and data specification will have a huge impact, because now we know exactly and precise information about each building product, defined according to standards. And all this new aspect is enabling a huge number of business opportunities. So we try to foresee, take maybe some boring topics like data template and putting into a context where you see that this is very, very important to actually enable circular economy, because circular economy and data system is hugely connected. Without an integrated digital solution, you will not make the circular economy to work into practice. Then it's only nice words that we can have in a PowerPoint, not in practice. And that is that we are going from the way of talking about all this nice thing about sustainability, circular economy, and the nice things that we have, into real business. And see that this will have a huge impact for those who is aware of it. And that was the awareness that Pedro mentioned. Awareness and knowledge is the topic that we are looking for. See these possibilities, see those connections. Yes.
No, and among the activities that we have the case studies that will cut across all the construction process life cycle stages. So we are already working in some of them, but that is the bringing the boring issue that data template might sound to practical example to prove that, one, it works, and then two, it has a so relevant added value that it becomes, I would say, less boring and more central for the future of the construction industry in terms of its strategy for digitalization and strategy towards circular economy. So I think we are looking forward to have the next guests here. And just to conclude, I would hand over to you. And thank you very much for having the pleasure of working with you in this project. It was a long run since we met some time ago.
Yes, that's true. No, I do think so, and also foresee that this is based on some dialogue between the one that's attending the podcast as we are doing now, and also dialogue with you. So we need proposal. If you have some case studies that you want to show that has worked, or someone that not has worked, we are open for these things. And I do think that's what we want, that we have a dialogue and not coming with the very fixed canned answer that the solution we know in advance. There is complexity in what we are dealing with circular economy and digitalization, but the Growing Circle project is trying to combine it in a way. So I'm looking forward to the next podcast, and who we are going to invite can be that we have some proposal. We want proposal from you, and if you don't get enough proposal, we can threat that Pedro and I will continue talking.
Exactly. I think it won't be needed. It won't be needed, but we'll be here. We'll be here for you, me, or both for the next episodes of the Growing Circle Talks.
Yeah.
So thank you, and just add some comments on our LinkedIn for topics and other issues that you might want to have awareness. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.